Naruto has been a part of my life for over 20 years, and collecting resin statues has become my favorite way to celebrate the series. After more than a decade of collecting, I now have more than 75 statues, each carefully chosen as I've shifted from quantity to quality. Every statue you'll see today carries a story, and each together represent my journey as a Naruto fan. To make this video even more special, I want to give back to the amazing community who has supported me so far by giving away this $300 Pixar Studio Kid Naruto statue. All you need to do to enter is like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment with your favorite Naruto memory to enter. Without delay, let's do this. Welcome to the 2025 downstairs room tour. A lot has changed. Some statues have come, some statues have gone, but a lot of fun new additions I can't wait to share with you. The first is I decided to extend my wall art display by my favorite artist, Akatsuki, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly, but I'm very grateful for the art he does bring into the world, which tells the story of this series that he's showcasing in his art pieces. I cannot recommend his work enough. I'm very protective over my wall space because I want to use them for display cases for statues, but he gets the free pass. I love the artwork. The reason why it's sitting on my table is because I just got some of these art prints in. I'm going to be hanging them up on the wall behind here. And for the third one, we have Legend of Zelda. Now, I will say this. If you want to do a Final Fantasy X one, I will be all over that. Heck, Final Fantasy VII would be amazing too. Here we have Pixar Studios Naruto, which is up for review soon. That's why he's just chilling there. And then over here we have Howie Brick Studios' giant minifig of Hashirama's wood golem. He's chilling there because I'll be doing a short video with him soon. This is the chair where I start most of my mornings, and the book I typically read, which is my Bible. The space in my display area where I used to have my silver play button is now filled with some cases, so that is chilling over here. And to the right of that is a prototype that was sent to me by a studio that's unfortunately not making statues anymore, and they allowed me to keep this one. Sad, but very thankful for the opportunity to own this one-of-one statue. Speaking of one-of-one, we have a life-size scaled version of Naruto. This was made by Cartoon World Studio, about 66 made in the world. So I've had two other life-size statues of Sage Mode Naruto, but this is going to be the final form version that I'm keeping in my collection, and he is the bodyguard that you see right before you walk into the main display room. After many years, I finally made the decision to transition to full Maju case display cases, or Maju space. Expensive, but worth it. Here we have Surge Studios' Zabuza and Haku. In my opinion, the best Zabuza and Haku statue ever made. If you're not aware, Zabuza is my favorite character of all time. I have a very specific reason as to why. But here are my Caillou graded cards you'll see scattered all throughout. Then we have a solo Kushimaru and Zabuza by X Studios. Sad they never completed their line. Down here we have another one of those prototypes I mentioned before that the studio let me keep of Zabuza from their headband collection. And as we pan over to the left, we have Ventus Studio Jiraiya. So we have that giant Odama Rasengan behind him that lights up and pulsates. Very cool effect. Manpa sitting on his shoulder. This is the first statue that's going to be bringing to life my favorite arc, the Pain Invasion arc. Then we have Ventus Studios Jiraiya meditating, and one of the craziest statues ever made. We have a Jiraiya falling into the sea, again by Ventus. Shirtless meditating Naruto as well, which is an extra that you could order with them. We got the Caillou, Sage Mode Naruto. Up top, we have Dream Studios, Paths of Pain. Such an incredible statue, bringing to life that iconic scene when all Paths of Pain first assembled. Then there's Ventus Sage Mode Naruto with all three clones behind him, forming that giant Rasen Shuriken, an incredible storytelling group of statues all together. I do have Ice Studio Jiraiya on Gamaken on the way, so can't wait to add him to that. Over on my left is another one by Ventus with Sage Mode Naruto meditating with his robes on. Over here are some storytelling statues. There's the Naruto by Pixar Studio, the Kid Naruto. In the back we have Kid Naruto and Jiraiya as they're sharing a popsicle together. And there's my Black Label M&T Minato card. These are so tough to get. Over here we have the Masked Man who's getting obliterated by Minato on top. Three different versions of him bringing to life different stories, right? We have him with baby Naruto, him over here using the Rasengan, and on top, literally he's just aura farming. Next to him, for no other reason but to take up some space, we have my last prototype of Ichiraku Ramen Guy, or Teuchi. Comes with an alternative hem with him having the Rinnegan eyes. It's so funny they brought that meme to life. Up top is Pixar Studios, My Guy, and then over to the left is going to be Surge Studios, My Guy versus Kisame, an epic 1v1 battle statue. Don't see a ton of those around, but looks awesome. Moving down, we have my Ventus Uchiha collection mixed with my UTS Susanoo collection. First up is Kakashi. We have a little Pakun action going on down here, but I love the dynamic flow of all the UTS statues. There's the Black Label card that goes with that. Over here we have the Ice Studios Rin and Obito statue. That's going to be going with another statue you'll see later in this showcase. Up top left is Ventus Obito with the tailed beast surrounding him. Such a menacing pose. I did add some metallic chains on there. And then we have an Obito over here that can be swapped out for the UTS Kakashi statue if you want to put him there. And then we have Ventus Madara. Right below him is the M&T Black Label, which brings both of these statues together. This one in the UTS version over here. Again, just such a crazy flowing statue with how dynamic they bring their characters and poses to life. Over on the right side is going to be a Sasuke card. That's a Diamond 10 label over here. Up top is Sasuke by UTS. Now, most of these statues do have a glow effect to them. Unfortunately, I did not wire them for this video. It's not that crazy, but a cool detail they did add. Then we have Ventus Sasuke over here, kind of a verse Danzo on the bottom, about to crush him. And if you bought this studio's Sasuke as well as their Itachi, they threw in a cool free gift, which is going to be the brothers, as Sasuke says goodbye to him. And right above it, kind of a storytelling element, we have a Sasuke versus Itachi, made by Surge Studios. So if you see everything together here, we have like the Sasukes and the Itachis on both the left and right. Really cool storytelling, just bringing to life a lot of their journey in just statue form. So my top row has the Pain Invasion theme, while this middle row has an Itachi Sasuke theme. Over here, the MR Black Label Itachi. That is a crazy good looking card, especially with that red case. Then we have UTS Itachi on top. They went with that What If version of the Naruto Storm 4 Complete Susanoo. And if we jump right over to Shisui as well, we have his with that Complete Susanoo form. I do wish they had the waist up armored version. That'd be cool if they did have that instead. My Black Label Shisui as well. Looks awesome. Up top, you see a transparent blue character that's made to represent one of his flicker. And over here by the Ventus studio, we can see the same thing with 3 different flickers going on. So same exact idea, just 2 different ways that they brought it to life. And then one of the coolest Naruto statues out there, again by UTS, we have him with his 9-tailed beast final form. Crazy good execution with this one. And oh my gosh, I left the wire sitting up top here on that resin piece. Down below is the Black Label Naruto card with that. I can't even tell you how many submissions I had to make to get Black Labels. We have Kid Naruto and Kid Gaara theming after the UTS Gaara sitting on top with him and Shukaku. So these are kind of the oddballs out in the Uchiha Susanoo line. I just kind of kept them together because it is UTS. And moving down to my bottom case, we have Cloud Studios Hokage line. They don't deserve bottom shelf treatment, but let me tell you, you can enjoy the viewing angle from them perfectly, even on the bottom row. So 7th Hokage Naruto with the 6th Hokage Kakashi. Love the artistic design for this one. Little Pakun sitting down there. On the left is Tsunade. Hers is a little bit of a weaker design in my opinion because they went for a 1v1 battle with her versing Madara's Susanoo over here, but nonetheless a clean design and sculpt by them. Cloud Studios mainly makes Dragon Ball Z statues these days, but in their prime, oh my gosh, Naruto statues by them were the greatest. 4th Hokage Minato with the Death Reaper behind him, and one of the greatest 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen statues ever made right here. We have him with Monkey King Enma behind him. Oh my gosh, like easily one of my favorite statues ever created. Excuse the camera shaking, currently shuffling on the ground, but then we have Tobirama over here. Really neat that they have the sword of the Thunder God, I think is its name. One of the few statues I've ever seen that featured. And then Hashirama, where they started out their Hokage line. They also did an Akatsuki line, which I never got around to collecting. Mainly because at that time I was collecting the Surge Studio line. Now here is a dynamic duo. On our left is the Pickstar Sage Mode Naruto, the first statue they ever came out with and kicked things off. I love their statues so much. We'll see more very soon. Over on our right side is the Revive Studio Jiraiya. I love these two next to each other because it's like a student and teacher, right? Look at Naruto's Rasengan size versus Jiraiya's. Taking a step back, I have to highlight a special statue that I own. This is made by Angel Glad, somebody who had responded to a post I made online wanting a statue made of Kankuro with his puppets, especially his salamander. Nobody made it, so he 3D printed one for me and it turned out incredible. I'll always cherish this set. Now, over in the middle of the room, we have the TT Racing Sage Mode Naruto chair. This was recently reviewed, and honestly, a great addition to the collection room. Such a good product by them. Can't recommend it enough. Check out their website. Any products in my room that you'd like or be interested in, I'll put some links in my description so you can check those out. In this smaller display case over here, consider it a holding tank that is just storing some of my giant minifigs. I'm in process trying to create something for my smaller ones and these larger, and it's just not completed yet for this video, so look forward to that in the future. Love those giant minifigs though. Moving on over, let's dive into my larger display cases. These are the Max series by Maju Space. And first off, we have the IZ Studio Kage diorama, one of the first statues ever created where you have 5 individual statues and a base is sold that brings them all together to build this scene, to make it look like one giant statue. Such an amazing diorama. On the bottom is Chikara Studios Naruto vs. Obito. Awesome, but I will share it's not going to fit in my collection long term, so it is available for sale. Pickup only in the state of Pennsylvania. Hit me up on my socials if interested. And on the top, I forgot to show you, look at this awesome Caillou card with all the Kages together. If you ever do want some graded cards to go with your statues, hit me up. I have quite a few extra for sale from all the grading I've done through the years. Now we have a quarter scale collection on the bottom row here, starting it off with Surge Studio Hinata. Now these are incredible where the sculpts are so perfect, such a big statue, but on the bottom, the bases have a little bit of a storytelling element. We can see Naruto pinned down, the lion chakra around her. And we saw this one before, but the cartoon world Naruto in quarter scale, Minato sitting around back there. So the goal eventually was to have quarter scale statues next to 1/6 scale statues that feature more of their jutsu or their power. We'll show you later how I'm going to be pairing those together as I showcase the Pixar Studios. We have Cartoon World Sasuke here. Sneaking around in the back there, you can see Surge Studios Gaara, one of the first ones they ever made. So not too much storytelling there, but we do have Shukaku on the base. Kakashi has his Susanoo and some stone representations as all his Ninken on that left side. Nice touch by them. Out of all the studios that did make quarter scale statues, Surge probably did one of the best jobs at these solo versions. We have Pain over here with some of the Hidden Rain Village elements baked into there, as well as the Rinnegan on the front. They decided to go with that pose as if he's flinging a nail towards Kakashi. Unfortunately, I didn't have a nail, but I need to find one in the hardware store or something. Over here, we have 6 Pass Obito. Got some of the versions of the tailed beast on the bottom. And then we have him on top. I love a pairing that's going to happen between him and Madara that you'll see here. Just them with their staffs side by side looks so epic. On the back there, we have the masked version of Obito there with the Geto statue. At the moment, I will say most of these quarter scale statues are hanging out down here because I don't have 1/6 scale statues to pair with them. Eventually, I hope to over time though. 6 Pass Madara looking incredible over here. On the bottom, we have some representation of his Limbo clones there, as well as the Rinnegan in the center. Again, there's like a few of those floating around the bottom. And Cartoon World Madara over here. Their bases don't do storytelling, but man, are their characters and quality epic. As we move on up, I'll begin to share my vision for what I hope to accomplish eventually. We have the Black Label 8 Gates Guy card. So having a card next to a quarter scale statue. So this is Surge's 8 Gates Guy. Great quality on their part. And then in the back, you can see glowing gloriously, we got Pixar Studios 1/6 scale 8 Gates Mike Guy. So all that together, the card, the quarter scale, the 1/6 scale, kind of bringing to life some of their power as we've seen it in this series. Now, the other 2 statues in these cases, again, this is kind of a placeholder statue for Surge, Kakashi, and Rin. It's such an emotional statue. This is the one I want to pair with the Ice Studios, Rin and Obito over time. We can see some storytelling elements over there. And then we have a Tamari Black Label and a Tamari statue. I love this character. Ever since I was a kid, that was my, anime crush when I was growing up. My wife knows. I've told her about it. And so I love having a cool statue of her. Such a powerful female character. And moving on up, we'll see more of this long-term vision of mine coming to life with all 3 quarter scale statues right here made by Surge Studio. And we have the Datara coming in here on the bottom of his base. You'll notice C4 on the left. We have the Clay Dragon on the right. In the back, we have the Haruko puppet for Sasori. No statue by Pixar yet for him, but look forward to their design when it does come out. Conan over here with some origami on her hand. Very nice looking. And on the bottom of her base is one of the most fun storytelling elements. On that right side, we'll see the Amigakure orphans in the frog suits in stone again. So cool. And then we have 2 cards for her, a Black Label of the MR. And then we have the BP, and the lights on this one's so great. This is the Pixar Studios 1/6 scale Conan. This is how they kicked off their Akatsuki series as well. Very nicely done. As the expanded next in line is Datara, very, very epic statue, though how large this one is. And you have the storytelling elements of him versing Gaara, all the explosions. These look actually real when you zoom in on them and focus. How they did the paint job for this, mixing the clear resin and the painted is just so, so good. Down here is a life-size clay spider. Thank you to Alfonso, our elite collector. I sold him a statue that had this a long time ago, and he let me keep that part. So here we have Kakazu on the bottom here. I have Pixstars coming in very soon. Look forward to reviewing that and sharing it on the channel. Crazy nicely done there. And he done chilling out in the back. Look forward to seeing Pixstars version of him in the future. See that symbol down there. On the bottom is the Diamond Label Paths of Pain PR card by Caillou. Such a hard one to grade. And then we have the Asura Path of Pain chilling over here because he's too tall to fit on top of the statue where he belongs. I have a long-term plan to eventually move this statue out of the case and keep it more in the open so I can have him on top, but that is for a later date. These giant series Pixstar statues are no joke. They are literally huge, most of them around 3 foot tall. But an incredible job. I've said that so many times in this video, but such a great job by them. Surge Studio, Itachi. Can't wait to also see what Pixstar does with hopefully a giant series Susanoo of him. Very cool though. Got the crows and the Susanoo representation on the base. A solo paint card, black label in a graded guard Nebula. Looks pretty good. And then over here we have Surge Studio Kisame, which Pixstar just teased. They're coming out with him, so we'll get to see a look at that at hopefully the upcoming Wonder Fest, which is a festival in China where a lot of statues are revealed. And if you take a step back, I have some imposters in the display case that are not Naruto. This is my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy X. There's my graded copy of that. I don't collect many graded games, but this one I wanted to get. So here we have Tidus over here. These are all made by Joy Stations. His face and head sculpt is a little sus, but overall a nice statue. And then we have graded cards by them. These are from the Final Fantasy TCG. He was been able to send a bunch in, get some great grades. We have his father, Jacked, on the right side. Decent head sculpt for him as well, but again, could be a little bit better. Orin over here is fantastic. Not too difficult to nail him, right? He's got some glasses covering up most of his face. Yuna, I swear they did such a fantastic job with the females from this line, but she's great doing the sending on the bottom, more of an organic style base. A really cool full art Tidus over here. I did pull Yuna and Tidus on the Surge Full for the Magic the Gathering recent set that released, so sent them away for grading. Hope for some favorable returns. Over here we have the Lulu statue. Another great one by them. Not too difficult to nail the head sculpt when half of it's covered. And then Riku over here, very nicely done. For the longest time, I mainly collected Naruto, but eventually began to branch out a little bit and collect other things that I do love and enjoy. So kind of an oddball to fit into this video, but just sharing, what I love and what I do enjoy. And my motto for my channel has always been, do what you love what you do. And so I've added a few other things in here. So we have the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Link, these are made by Dream Studio. One of my fondest games growing up. I remember playing it many, many different times, and they bring these characters to life so well with all these added accessories and extras too. Get Kid Link over here playing an Ocarina. Up top here, the Skull Kid. This one's actually for sale. Hit me up if you are interested in that, but I have a different direction I want to take with putting a statue back there. We have Kid Link, the main sculpt, and I will share with you, this one actually plays some music if you turn it on. It plays a lot more, but I don't want to get copyright striked on YouTube, so we're going to leave it at that. Then we have Princess Zelda in her younger form, have the older version of her that'll be coming out sometime in the near future. So another one I look forward to assembling and bringing these all together. On the bottom here, my favorite anime of all time, Fullmetal Alchemist. You might have thought it was Naruto, but it's not. This one's a notch above, just a little bit. We have Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric over here, done by Prime One, an incredible duo statue with those together. That usually lights up down here, but I forgot to turn that on. We have the State Alchemist pocket watch. A fun little Lego style statue of Ed popping out of the Gate of Truth. These are just little accent pieces. Here's another statue. We'll get to that in a sec because we have the homunculus in the flask just chilling over here. Such an evil little thing. And we have Edward Elric back here with the Gate of Truth. Nice little LEDs bringing this statue to life. So only 2 Fullmetal Alchemist statues, maybe more in the future. Taking a step back, there's a few things I wanted to share with you that are not in display cases. One of the first being the Zenkai Studio Ed Elric life-size bust. Crazy statue, this one. Which, by the way, there's a whole other half to my room that I haven't shown in this video filled with Pokemon collectibles. I'm going to be uploading a collection for that the day after this one goes live. So look forward to that. Do what you love what you do. Signs my wife purchased for me, what I say at the end of every video. And Pixstar Studios Giant Series Sasuke, a holy grail of a statue. One of the highest quality statues I've ever seen in person. To the right of this statue, I will show you real quick. I keep all my extra like busts and edition size things in this little cabinet over here. I don't like how they look in most of my display cases. Some of them I could probably work in, but if I'm not using it actively, I do just keep it in those cases. And then this section over here is actually where the Final Fantasy X collection will be relocated over time. So it's going to go right above my computer area and clear up some space in the max unit. So here's the beginning of the minifigure showcase I'm going to be setting up over time. Need to make more of those cases. Here's a knitted Naruto I recently 3D printed. I got into that and I'm enjoying it greatly. Here's a sad view of where some of my custom minifigs are chilling temporarily as I do build their new home. So I can't wait to get them into something. But again, need to spend time doing that. But I wanted to prioritize the room tour first. Over here's some miscellaneous things like the ramen shop. It's the Lego set that's unofficial. And then on top of that, we have UTS Team Taka hanging out. Couldn't fit him into a case just yet, so he's chilling up here, as well as some of my Zoids model kits. Love Zoids so much. Grew up with that show. If you enjoyed this room tour, be sure to hit that like button, as well as leave a comment so you're entered into the giveaway. So much fun updating everybody with the downstairs. And as always, I'll see you in the next. Do what you love and love what you do. Bam out.